G'day and welcome. Another video. Hang on. Are we level? I don't know, are we? Right. Do apologise. I haven't been around because work's very busy and this is my hobby, not my job. And the other house is keeping me busy. Everything's keeping me busy. So, you know, car videos have taken the back seat at the moment. Somebody mentioned to me that nobody has videos out at the moment. Anyway, the Fairlane, the Plenum chamber's on. All good, and it looks pretty good, although it's a lot more work than I thought. And I do have to eat a bit of humble pie, thinking I'd knock it over in a couple of days. I didn't, because I've just been doing bits and pieces on it. I've started ordering front end parts for it. I'm about to take the steering box out and recondition that. This video is predominantly about the Plenum chamber, but I lost a stack of footage. And it was basically after I painted inside of the Plenum chamber and the inside the upper part of it. And what happened after that? Oh, it was welding it on. I lost that footage and started doing a bit of filling, and I lost a bit of that footage because I had a whole lot of footage on the camera. This is an old Galaxy Note 4. It's a phone without a SIM card that I use, and it's only got an 8 gig card in it, and I sort of topped it out, so apologies. The videos do suffer on account of that, but the resolution's always been pretty good. I've always been happy with that. So we're in winter. It's the 8th, I think, of June. I reference a what do you call it? A live feed that I did as being last night. That was like a month ago. So there's a lot of old stuff on here that's kind of dated, but I do hope you enjoy it because I'm going to wipe the camera after this and I can start on taking all the suspension out and doing all that sort of stuff. I actually really enjoy it because we're nearly at the stage. I'm just going to paint the engine bay, clean it up and paint it. We're nearly at the stage where we can start putting things back in. I did decide actually to do all the rust at the front, for which there was bugger all of it, and I'm going to reassemble all the front, and then the rest of the rust is right at the back. You know, it's above the back window and in a rear quarter, and there's some holes in the boot floor from where the gas thing went through, so that's all right at the other end. So once I've put the engine and all that stuff in the front suspension, I'll take the fuel tank out, just fix up the rust around there and all that sort of thing. So it's a good way to break up the monotony. I don't think there's anything more I need to say, but anyway, on that note, I hope you enjoy. G'day. Well, I decided to do a live feed last night. It was the first time I worked out with Graham in 18 months because he was the last one with me when I did one. I'm just getting some Rolex, whoops, these little guys, and slowly cleaning this guy up. Fairlane. And you can see, whoopsie, I just kicked the lead over. I'm just cleaning up along there. I want to see, oops, oh, I keep kneecapping myself. You know, any surface rust like that, see if we can get it off. I might have to use, well, the thing with these sort of Scotch-Brite ones is they have a way to polish the metal, whereas the 36 actually scratches it. So I've got to go down there. You can see the repair. Got to go down there and I'll key it all, and I'll just put a bit of phosphoric on anything like that. And then once I've done that, I'll paint this whole thing and then I'll seam seal. Not that that's going to leak, but I've taken a lot of the sealer off, so I've just got to go around and clean it up a bit more. These are a boon, these things are great. You chew through them though, you go through a lot. I had how many of these did I buy? 50? I've got that left. These are stupid things actually because they're individually wrapped, which is a pain in the neck. They're the 36s. I've got some 80s and I've got these ones as well. I only use this at a slow speed. Gets rid of everything. You can bump it right up. 2 sometimes I use it. But then you're getting to 3 and 4. That's a bit too fast. But it's these bits here. Like I can treat that. These are good because they don't take any metal off. Just leaves you really clean metal. So there is a coating on here, but I'm only going to clean up to there, and then I'll epotech up to there. I'll do just over that bit there, but I'm not going to bother with that. There's no rust up there. There's only a bit of surface. It's not a problem. But I'll make sure I use well through primer, the copper stuff here as well. And there. We don't want to cut out more than we have to. Well, it's a little bit thin around there, so it might blow through. The rest of it doesn't look too bad though. So we'll use that to make a patch. So we can bend that into shape by beating it on a sandbag. I'll just cut a bit out of this rusty old air cleaner. It's actually not bad. Tiny bit more resizing and we should be a perfect fit. Oh, we're looking at a bit of surface rust down here and a rust hole. It's pitted, but I think it's pitted on the outside, not the inside. I can only see a little bit in there, so I think we'll crack the bore scope open and stick them in there and have a look. Righto, here we go. So up above, doesn't look too bad. There's a bit of surface rust there by the look of it. But as we go down, it's scaly. But the floor of the sill isn't bad enough to give us any grief. And if I come up through one of these, whoops, where are we? The guards bolt on, the bottom of the guards bolt on there. I'm just going to come in here. We've got grommets, cobwebs. And it looks actually pretty good in there. But, you know, all things considered, like if I look at that wall there, that's all clean. It actually doesn't look that bad. Well, that doesn't look as bad as I thought. So clearly, the pitting is on the outside of this area here. I've probably cut too much off because it's fresh there. Could have left that. But I wasn't sure. Yes, I was, because it's not pitted there. I guess that's a mistake then. Alright, we'll clean this off. impurities like seam sealers and stuff there too. Can you see that? Oh man, this car. All right, it's all good. You can see we've been blocking up holes from gas-related paraphernalia, and for the receiver dryer, I'm not putting the air back in. And oh, you can't see the repairs under here. That's the new piece I put in there, and the patch in the sill and the patch in the floor, which is untied again. The welding's all right, and then you get to the bottom, it's blowing through, so I was chasing it everywhere. Look, I should cut that entire piece out and put a new piece in. Still solid though, I'm not going to do it. I will epitech that front bit, then I'll just prime, paint it green, walk away. So, what I'm going to do now is I've got to clean all around the screen, because that's going to be epiteched as well, and that's the ultimate protection for it. Used a old air cleaner that was from the FE big block air cleaner we made. We made some patches with that. I have got some fresh metal, but I just decided, you cut a bit off that, and you run the, what do you call it, the scotchy over it, and it comes this beautiful fresh metal underneath. Waste not, want not, they say. So I've got to check that I've got some seam sealer, because I've been burning the snot out of all the seam sealer inside the car. So the other thing I did, a bit of phosphoric acid on these sorts of, that's cardboard by the way, it's my foot, it's not a fun. And I think now I'm just packing everything up. So the welder, I'm just packing up for now, because after I've epiteched and I've got some weld through primer coming, paint that, clean up around the window, all this sort of stuff, then I'll weld the top back on and I'll drag that guy out again. But for now, it's all looking fairly good. I've tried to remember which holes are actually factory. There's one at the bottom of that. They're the horns, those two groups of two. There, that's a guard brace, that's a headlight bits and all that sort of stuff, and the spring cover. This was this bit here. Do you remember? That? Yeah. That's a messed up. This is epitech. It's non-reduced. I wouldn't dare spray it here. I'm just going to use a brush. There you go, brushed on epitech. Well, it'll still require a bit of a sand, I suppose, just to get some of the tracks out of it. And down there in that patch in the corner, doesn't look particularly great. Oh, damn. Oh, and around the screen, which I just lent in. And down on the sill, I've done that too. So anywhere there was bare metal, I painted over. I can't spray this stuff. It is pretty nasty. Whoa. Apparently it's carcinogenic with the stuff in hardener. But I can't even smell it, and I brushed it. There's no mist, nothing. I might, with the XA series, this sounds ridiculous, but I might just roll it with a short nap roller and block it back, because that is the stuff for protecting metal. Restoration houses will blast a car, spray it with this stuff, cut out and do repairs, whatever they need to do. Then they fill, block back, and re-put this stuff on. So the fill is encased in this stuff, and it's brilliant. It's really good stuff. I do have to do around the back, but I might leave the front of the headlining secured and take the back of the headlining out and drop it down halfway down the car to get to that rust above the back window. I've never used this brush on deadness before. Not deadener, what's it called? Seam sealer. And I'm assuming it's paintable. I bloody hope it is. I'll just stick it up around where the repairs are. I don't think I need it up here. I don't even know why I'm doing that. Oh, well. I did burn a lot of the original stuff when I was welding up here. So I'm just going to splooch it up and I'll check with the mirror, make sure it's all hunky-dory. And just go over some of that. It doesn't matter if I get it a bit wrong. You're not going to see it. And I can just blast under here with a gun, because I'm assuming this is all completely paintable stuff. Oh, I'll do some around here too. That's where I put that patch. Damn. You can see the patch there. It doesn't worry me though, I couldn't care less. Oh, and it was all down here too, wasn't it? I dug it out of the floor there. Hang on. I'm trying to do a couple of things at once. I've never used it. I normally get that stuff, I think it's Canadian, and it comes in a cartridge, and you just sort of use it like you would anything else in a cartridge, size stick or whatever. You just sort of apply it with that and then level it out with a spatula. But this did have deadener along here. What do you call it? Seam sealer along here. And you can just brush it off and it kind of looks original. I'll paint the rest of that because I don't want to cover up any rust with it. I should do it. I'll have to go around the... I've gone around there. I've got to level this stuff out too. I've got to paint over it. Graham said no, paint over that, don't leave it because it can corrode, rust. I remember seeing some... It was a known thing, you could actually leave a car out in the rain for years with this stuff on. But they might have changed, it might have been a different product. I think it was the 408. I don't know if this stuff is the same. No idea. But you used to be able to. But this stuff, I'm not so sure. Now he got the XA was done, that started getting surface rust all over it. But I'm not sure of the exact product he used. I don't know if it's the same as this. There we go. I think that's it for this stuff for now. Right, don't do anything I say because I keep making mistakes. I'm just going to lay out the tape here, and I'm going to take the Pt5 off up to the tape, but not beyond it. And in doing that, I'm going to weld through prime up to it, and then paint up to it this way. The thing I've done, which is so stupid, is I run back the Epitech to get rid of the brush marks with a bit of 240, and I sort of broke through it in some areas, but 320 predominantly. So I can paint the top here at the same time as this, which is dumb because then I've got to weld this on, which is going to mark that up. So, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not a very good thinker. I'll stick a mask on for this. I guess in the parts where I didn't replace, I'm running out of these too, where I didn't replace the steel, I'm just going to take it off where the spot welds are. I need my mask. I'll set my gun up. I got a bit too thin. I'm doing it at real low pressure because I don't want to get too much overspray. The guy in the back's out in his garden. Have to clean that up again. Oh well. We'll just give it a bit of a lick of primer. Yeah, hang on, mate. Oh well, another day. I was going to get this welded on this weekend, but then found out I had to paint it. The seam seal looks messy around here, but what do you do? Done in there as well as around the window. But I've taped off the Pt5 because urethane reacts really well with it. Or it doesn't react really well with it, it's probably a better way of putting it. There's a bit more finishing off here. I can still see a couple of brush marks. So I've laid it on really thick. And I'll wet sand it off again, or dry sand this. I'm just giving this a quick splash. I've got the air pressure turned down, I don't want too much overspray. And then I'm not going to give it a second coat, I'm just going to put one down. And I'll give it a couple of coats of clear. It's a nice colour, I think it's called jade green. We don't have to do the random metallic cover because, I mean, let's face it, you don't see it. So it's all stripy and horrible, no one cares. Right, so I've just given this a rough splash on here as well. That will have to be repainted because obviously it's going to spit when I weld it, but I had a gun and just went like that across there and it looks really nice. You can still see the tracks in the Pt5, so I might just rub that back. It depends how I feel, and also under here. So I'm going to shoot a little bit of, it's still tacky. I'm going to shoot a bit of clear on and then let it harden up over the next few days before I paint it. Of course, I've done underneath that as well, This, and that's got stripes in it, but zero cares. I didn't give it a random coat at the end. So, it does look a bit darker than the original. I don't care. I like it. It's a nice colour. And also, around the screen, probably up onto the dash too. And I'll take this tape off soon, and also onto the floor. And I don't know. I always get carried away and onto the repairs underneath, so that when people look up, they go, "It's green. It's not, whatever." Weird and shiny with some runs. On the floor. The camera, because the light's not terribly good, the camera makes it look more like an emerald green. I'm going to take this tape off because it's a few days old now. And this is what I'm protecting the Pt5 with. Because I want that exposed for when the screen goes in. Hang on, this is a mess. Just give me 2 secs. I've unmasked it. Now, all those bits, there's still Pt5 there, but I've cleaned off where it's going to be welded. And there are little spots of masking tape, here where the welds are. I'm going to put weld through primer on there. Some of these tabs were welded there was just a tiny bit, but I've welded other tabs on, so there's more to weld too. And also, I've sort of painted in here, but not under where the glass goes. So the urethane will sit beautifully on the Pt5. Look, it has to be touched up and everything. It's a little bit thin in spots because I don't care, and I'm going to have to repaint it because of the spatter that comes off the weld and this sort of thing. It is a little bit thin in spots. Not so much under the plenum. I've done that quite thick, but certainly down the sides here. And look, the only reason I went down here is because I had the gun full of product. It's a lovely colour though. I love the colour. I got kind of carried away. Look at the gloss on it. Pardon me. So that has to do the job of hardening off. It's touch dry now. Yeah, it's touch dry. It's still a little bit tacky there, but it's otherwise touch dry. And it looks reasonable, so I'm happy with that. We'll just mask that off on this side and put the weld through primer all down here and all across here. These little bits here. Don't have to do anything up there. And then we can go about sticking that thing on. But in the meantime, I've had enough. I'm going inside. Because it's a work day and I've just come home from work. And I thought, I've got to get this sort of painted reasonably quickly. There is a difference in the colour though. I much like it. I much prefer it a bit darker. But that could be also, because that's new, that's old. I don't know. But the whole engine bay done with this, with that beautiful 302, is going to pop. It's going to look really, really good. I'm looking forward to that. Even that floor, which has got dirty bits in it. Oh, that's still wet. Even that floor, like where that patch is, that actually came out alright. It's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it, given that I've never done a plenum before. But the next one, I'll do the plenum on that EJ. I've got our weld through primer up. I haven't bothered about these bits here because no water's going to get to it. Water's going to run down here. Actually, not even there. It runs off the end of the window. But it's particularly important here. We'll get to plenum. And it's a little worse wear and had a few repairs, but I reckon we can make it look fairly decent. And we'll put it over the top. Where's it go? Hang on. Oh, it goes there. We've just got to clamp it up and make sure it's exactly where it was before. Where's my... Oh, there. Actually, I need my glasses on. I can't see. There we go. Put that there. It's a bit messy around that area, but who cares? We'll weld it up. Grind the welds back and do some filling with it. I just want to check the other side to make sure it's aligned. my brush. I wanted to show you something on this. I haven't finished yet. You can't probably see down near the sill. Hang on a minute. If you look up here where the hinge was, we've got some big pock marks. Hang on. Some rather large pock marks here. Now, I've got a mask on. Hang on a sec. The deal with that is nothing's gone through, but some of them do feel quite deep. I might just use the MIG and just fill in some of those with the MIG and just a bit of 36 off. Rust wise, this car's fantastic. Just a moment. So, you know, you've got that issue, but again, it's not major, right? So we haven't gone through or anything, and we're better leaving original metal, I reckon. We'll just fix up what's there. This is only halfway through doing this, and of course down here as we get further down, here's our sill. They're not holes. Hang on a second. Sill's really clean. But you can see, like these sorts of areas, there's actually surface rust that's formed there. Where's my brush again? Damn, I'm losing everything. I haven't gone right into that corner yet because there's all this mastic stuff there. And I've got to redo the seam sealer. But it hasn't gone through, and it's not unusual for these things to poke through here. It did on the other side, so I'm sort of keen to see what's going on with the other side. But this is all really clean now. I think the best thing to do, I'll finish taking this off here. On the structural part, we'll clean all that off, paint that in Pt5. Because rust is a real problem in this model. I don't think, because it's now semi-restored, if you like, it's probably not going to see any rain or significant weather issues, but I've lost a whole lot of footage. I'm going to have to repaint this bit here, which no big deal, and there's our plenum all fitted up. Look, I wanted it to be like you didn't know I was there, right? I'm just not that good yet. Well, I don't think I'm ever going to be that good, to be quite honest with you. I didn't spot weld, I've plug welded, and I'm just filling over to make it look a bit more presentable. And I've been taking out anywhere I've seen surface rust forming. See those little bubbles of it? I'm going to have to take all the paint off in here, I think. But I will repaint the top bit, because there was some thin stuff around here somewhere, and I didn't do a fantastic job. It was a real rush job. But I've got to put seam sealer in here. And I can't get my favourite Canadian stuff, which is Shore Seal. This stuff is fantastic, but it's a bit solid. So, the brush-on stuff might come through. But I've changed all that. I ended up cutting that out and putting a new piece of metal in there. The profile was wrong. So, and I've got to hammer and dolly this. I got my little block of steel dolly to go behind there, but I can't find my friggin' hammer. But the rest of it's doing okay. So I think I'm going to have to do this. The weather's a real problem too. I'll have to buy a cover, but I'll mix up some Pt5 once I've stripped the other side and this one, and I'll go around there and up around the windshield again into this area here. And then once I've done that, I'm going to rebuild that steering box. I figured I've done the transmission, and the problem I had, which car was it? The XC. There was a guy in Dandenong that had a steering place, and he was selling recode ones for $250 just to get rid of them. Normally you have a core, and it's about $250 to get them done. Now people online are asking $600, $700, up to $1,000 for Rico steering box, and they can jam it. I'm not doing that. So I bought a seal kit for $70, and we're going to take that out and do that. Once I've got that done, which shouldn't take long, I bought a pivot arm puller. Normally I just use a hammer, but I'll finish this stuff off, take that off. I'm going to put a seal kit through it. I've started buying up suspension parts, so we'll go inch lower king springs, V8 king springs. And Graham gave me a pitman arm, and I think I've got a new idler arm. and I'll just order tie rod ends and all that sort of stuff. And then we're in the fun bit. I've got to have a look at the. Oh, actually, I've got to put a seat cover in the car because Charlie's taking the dog in it. Oh, pardon me. I've got to have a look at the header box. So that'll be in an upcoming video. Where the hell is this seat cover? And I'm going to do the forbidden thing. I'm going to take the air conditioning condenser out of it, evaporator out of it, sorry. Which is going to be disappointing for some people, but I don't want it air conditioned. Where is this goddamn seat cover? Yeah, I've got to look for that. Oh, there it is there. I can see it in that box in the corner. So, we've finished our transmission. We've cleaned up after that. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get videos done. The weather's pretty rubbish, but also there's been... I used a lot of the memory on the camera for the transmission, and then when I deleted those files off, I deleted some of the files that I was using for the plenum chamber repair. So I've sort of screwed up a bit. But when push comes to shove, this is going to be absolutely fantastic. This car, it's going to be a beautiful cruiser, and of course a lot of fun to put back together, particularly if I can remember where everything goes. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'll have this all done in the next video. I'll film a bit more because I'm going to empty my camera out now, upload this video, and hopefully it all goes well. Anyway, take good care of yourselves, enjoy Classic, and I'll see you soon.